Good afternoon, everyone. Really excited to be joining you today. Thanks to everybody who's part of the Salvation Army North and South Carolina Division for joining us for this introduction to Boardable today. We're very excited to have you here as you're going to be administrators on this system that the Army has chosen to help streamline your board operations, centralizing your communication and information so that you have to spend less time on the administrative details of operating with an advisory board and more on the important work that serves your mission. Again, thank you for choosing Boardable, and thanks for the opportunity you've given us to help in some small way to serve your mission. Boardable is an entirely cloud-based solution. It is available, wherever you are and have an internet connection. It is designed, again, to be as accessible as possible and to combine multiple tools for effective board management into one. Everything from managing documents all the way through your entire meeting cycle, or simply keeping in touch with members. We work primarily with nonprofit organizations. We have 2,000 organizations worldwide with over 300,000 board members and counting using our platform. I want to take a moment to introduce ourselves as well. My name is Brian Hartz. I am a senior customer success manager here at Boardable. It is my job to make sure you are set up for success and that you are trained and able to take full advantage of all of Boardable's capabilities to hopefully help make your jobs a little easier when it comes to the cat herding involved in managing a board. I'm happy to be your primary trainer here, and I'll be an ongoing resource as you get up and running. I'm joined here by my colleague Lauren, and I'll let her introduce herself as well.
Thanks, Brian. Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Emmons. I'm an account executive here at Boardable. I've been working very closely with those at DHQ over the last many months, leading us to this point. So very excited to finally get you started here today. I'm also the account manager for the division, so I'll be kind of working hand in hand with Brian to make sure all is a success as you begin to get up and moving with Boardable, as well as kind of long term. So during today's call, you'll be hearing from Brian. I'll be kind of manning the chat. So definitely would love for you to ask as many questions as you have at any point throughout today's call. So you can, if you look at the bottom right of your screen, there's a little chat button, and you can just drop in any questions along the way, and I will get back to those as soon as I can.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, please do take advantage of the chat feature. Lauren will answer questions as we go, and then once we're finished with the primary content here, we'll throw the floor open and make sure that we've addressed any important questions live before we adjourn for today. So thanks very much. All right, as you're getting started in Boardable, many of you will already have received some self-serve training materials that you can use to get yourself acquainted with the platform as an administrator. If not, you'll receive some again in the follow-up to this session. These are terrific step-by-step guides that can help lead you through the process of getting your board site operational. Furthermore, we have a mobile app. I do encourage you and your board members to download the mobile app in order to be able to keep in touch from wherever you are. It's available through your favorite app store, iOS or Android. You can download it free and use the same credentials you use in the web version of Boardable. That way, you and your members will have access to push notifications at any time. Don't even have to be logged into your email to get important news about what's going on, whether a meeting time changes or there's a new discussion entry you need to reply to. You'll have it right at your fingertips with the Boardable mobile app. Just to give you an idea of where we are in the rollout for the division, you've already received some of these self-service training materials. Hopefully, you've had a chance to at least get in there and poke around a little bit. We're doing our live admin training right now to make sure that you have the materials you need and the knowledge you need to get up and running. We'll also later be offering live training for board members as well in similar sessions to this, so that your board can have an opportunity to get acquainted with the system, to learn what Boardable can do for them, and most importantly, to get them comfortable with the idea of logging in and accessing all their important stuff through Boardable. All right. This is where we go live to Boardable online, so I can begin walking you through the process that you might find yourself in as you are getting your own board set up with Boardable. We have made it as simple as possible for you. In fact, we've even set up a couple of things for you in advance. So we'll just kind of walk through the first things you're going to want to get acquainted with in order from just basic setup all the way through learning how to use things like meetings and our communication tools. First, you'll want to pop by and adjust your own user settings, which you can access via the upper right. Everybody can adjust their own user settings, be they members or administrators. You can fill out all your information, including uploading a picture, so your members will all see your smiling face. You can adjust your own settings and preferences, including how frequently you receive email notifications, when you want to be reminded of upcoming tasks and meetings, etc. And of course, this is also where you can adjust your login and password credentials if you need to. We do also provide a way to integrate with external systems. If you use other systems such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or OneDrive, you can just click a button really and provide a little bit of information to be able to link those accounts, and in the case of Zoom or Teams, be able to use those as video conferencing options. In the case of OneDrive SharePoint, to be able to sync live documents with our document center. More on that in a moment. You also have an organization settings tab in your admin controls right here on the left side, where you can do such things as upload your own logo so it appears on your resumes and on the site itself. Make sure that your organization name is displayed the way you like. Set an email from name so that when your members get email from you, they'll know it's coming from you and not just some random system called Boardable. You can also adjust the message that people will see on the home page. You can update this periodically or just make it your mission statement and park it there. You have lots of options. The organization settings incorporate all kinds of other things, including setting up two-factor authentication if you want that added measure of security for your organization. You can explore these a little bit on your own, and you have some of the self-serve resources to guide you there as well. As you are setting up Boardable, the next place you probably are going to want to go is the People section. This is, of course, how we get our members to get access to Boardable. First of all, it might look a little bit lonely in there with just you and maybe a couple of other administrators on board. If you would like to bring your board members into Boardable, you have that capability within the People section. I can just click this big friendly blue button that says Add Users. When I do, I get a couple of different options. I can, of course, just add a user one by one, by typing in their email. But in the initial setup, you're probably going to want something that'll work a little bit faster, in which case you can choose this button, Import Users from CSV. This gives you the ability to fill out a template of users to add and then upload them all at once. So if you don't already have the template, you can click to download it. I'll give you kind of a preview of what it looks like. It's really just a place to park, first name, last name, email, and get that prepared to upload. When you have that, you can just choose it from your computer and go ahead and add users from there. Once we have added users, we will be given the capability of either sending invitations now so that they'll have an invitation to click through and join Boardable, create a password, and get in, or you can hold off and do some more setup on your own site. Um, you have that capability. If you do send the invitation now, you have the ability to customize the message that they will receive in the invitation. So if you want a little bit of custom content, letting people know, hey, Boardable is this great tool we're using to help centralize communication. Please come on board using this link. Or if you would rather just spend the time, getting things set up so it's well organized by the time your board members join, you can just choose send invitation later. Once you have those, you have the ability in the people section to search through and find people based on their invitation status. So once I'm ready to come back here and invite my users, I can just sort to invite not sent. There we go. Let me go ahead and reload that page. All right. There we go. But it was in the middle of updating because I had just added a few more users. So yeah, invite not sent now has 7 users, and including the 5 I just added there. So if I would like to resend invitations to these folks, I can just click the checkbox right at the top and it'll check all of these. I have the option that pops up to resend the invitation. If I've chosen to delay sending the invitation, I can do that here. Lauren, do we have a question from the field?
It looks like on their side the screen is a little bit small. Is there any way to maximize your screen any larger? I'm not sure if that's a live storm thing or.
Here's what I can do, and this will give me an opportunity to show one more thing here. In every instance of Boardable, we have our accessibility tools. If you happen to need any special accommodations to use Boardable, including screen reader, contrast enhancement, etc., you can do that. One of those happens to be bigger text, so I can increase the size of the text that appears in Boardable so that we can all share it a little bit easier. But if you need it for yourself, you can use the accessibility controls, in order to do that. Those settings are personal and private to you. So I hope this gives us a little bit of an easier view of the overall system here. So thanks. It gave me the opportunity to show you one more tool that I hope can help. Okay. Your members are going to need some place to go once they log in to Boardable. And one of the places that they'll find themselves getting a lot of work done is in groups. Groups give us the ability to create a private workspace for any subgroup of my overall board. Most often these would correspond to committees. You might have a group for staff members. You might just have a group that's in all the board members, minus staff or something like that. You can create as many groups as you like in Boardable. Each one, as I mentioned, I'll open this group, is basically its own private space where they have their own set of meetings. They have their own set documents and communication tools available to them. So only people who are members of the finance committee will be able to access this group in Boardable. You will have some groups already set up for you in Boardable. If you wish to create a new group, that's also very easy to do. This big button, you're going to find a pattern here that if you want to add something new in any section, there's usually a big blue button in the upper right corner. So if I want to add a new group, all I need to do is give it a name. Assign an owner. It doesn't have to be you as an admin. It could be, say, a committee chair or someone like that. I'll leave it as myself for now. And of course, you can choose from any of your members to be part of this group. You can also give it a custom icon and change the background photo here. You can choose from a preset list of illustrations, or you can upload a photo just like a banner in like Facebook or LinkedIn. Once I save that, I've got a brand new group that provides a workspace for the event planning committee. All right. Now let's talk about how you can get some stuff in here for your members to look at. The documents section allows you to store and manage all the documents that are going to be needed for your members to take care of all the business they need to do, keep historical records, keep everything organized so that it is both easily accessible and ready to report, say, to outside authorities or higher up the organization. Our file structure works just about like anything you might be used to in terms of Google Drive, OneDrive, etc. And in fact, we have multiple ways that you can load documents into Boardable in the document center. I do recommend that you use the document center as your central location for all your documents. You can then pull things from the document center into wherever else you need them in Boardable, be it the documents in a group, or if you're, say, attaching documents to a meeting agenda, as we'll show you in just a few minutes. You might notice some of these have a lock icon next to them. I can control access to any folder by group. If I edit a folder in Boardable, for example, I can, hang on, I'll open it here. If I edit a folder, then I can change its visibility. The default is for everyone, but if I choose limited visibility, I can select from among the groups I have here in Boardable. So this folder will only be accessible to members of the Finance Committee. In a document in Boardable, once I have uploaded it, I can access it in read-only format. Our default view is read-only. Hang on a second. I'm gonna back off one thing here.
Hey, Brian, we're still having visibility issues. I don't know if we can, I'm just trying to ensure that they're seeing what you're clicking on.
Okay.
Susan said the font is bigger, but there's no way to see the tabs that you're going to. So I'm just trying to determine if when you click on it, like on a document, for example, if they're actually seeing the document or if they're still seeing the documents page. I apologize for this. We didn't have this issue on the last two calls. So just trying to ensure I'm resolving it. I will go ahead and I'll leave the camera view. So at least that'll be one less screen that they're seeing. I'm not sure if you'll have the ability to do that, if they'll be able to hear you, but if anybody else is having any difficulty seeing, if you could just share that in the chat, that'd be great.
Okay. You also, do have the ability to adjust your display properties on in the controls in Livestorm at the bottom. You have, a display control. You can go full screen on it or picture in picture. You have various ways to change the size of what you're engaging with here. So hopefully that can help as well. But let's see. When I click on a document, though, you should be seeing the document center and the document as it appears there. All right. And now there are multiple things that we can do with a document in Boardable, even though it's stored by default as read-only. I can, instead of just looking at it, I can add notes to it using annotations. I am able to, make public annotations, which means I'm cooperating with others, and they are able to see the marks and comments I make on this document. or I can just take my own private notes on a document using private annotations, meaning that these are just my own notes. I can access them anytime I access this document in Boardable, but they are not visible to anybody else. I can, of course, download or print a document from Boardable. Additionally, as an administrator, I have a couple of other capabilities. I can use the document audit log to see who has viewed, uploaded, downloaded, or moved this document. I can also get signatures on any document in Boardable. I can add a signature field just as I would in Adobe or DocuSign. When I do that, I get the ability to add this field and move it to wherever on the page I need it. I can also add a date field. When I complete that and send it, I am able to go in and sign the document. I can freehand my signature, type it in, or upload a signature file as needed. So again, hoping to take the place of external systems that I might be using, in order to get signatures on documents. Just one more thing you can centralize here in Boardable. Once that is complete, then I can save a signed copy of that document back to the document center. So I have both my original and a signed copy handy. To add documents to Boardable, all I have to do is click the New button here. I'm in the Finance Committee folder here, so I'm just trying to add some to here. I can upload a file directly from my computer, in which case I've just got a dialog box that I can use to open an individual file here. I upload that. I have the ability to do it that way. If I happen to have some like on my desktop or in a folder as well, I can simply drag and drop from my desktop into the folder, and it'll go ahead and add those right here. There's one other way that I can add documents to a folder in the Document Center, and that is by syncing them with an external source, such as OneDrive or SharePoint. If I want to do that, instead of clicking Upload File, I would link a file from OneDrive. I have my Microsoft account linked to Boardable so that I have the option of creating a live document. What this means is basically I'm accessing my OneDrive files through Boardable, and I am able to link an Excel file as a live document right here. So from Boardable, I can actually access the original Excel file as it exists in OneDrive. So I open up the budget document that I have uploaded here. I'm able to see what it looks like live. If I have edit access to the original, I can click through to View on Cloud, and I can make changes, and those will become visible, to all users through the view in Boardable. If you don't have edit access to the original, you won't magically get it if you access it through Boardable. So all of your permissions persist for security purposes as well. But this will give you the ability to avoid having to upload a new copy of something every time you make an update of it in OneDrive. Now that we've got our people loaded, groups created, documents all in order, I'm going to talk about meetings. Let's schedule meetings so we can get everybody together and get some work done. In the meetings section, I can click to add a new meeting. I can add as much description as I like here. I can set a meeting owner. Again, it does not have to be me. As an administrator, I always have access to edit all meetings, but maybe I would like to make somebody like a committee chair the owner of this meeting. That would mean that they can also edit the meeting invite people, edit the agenda, etc., in addition to me as an administrator. To schedule a meeting, I have multiple options. It could be as easy as just entering the time and date for a single meeting. If I don't know yet, I can activate the meeting scheduler, which allows me to present 2 or more options for a meeting date and time, and poll my participants to gather which one would work best for them. All I have to do is watch the results come in and click to lock the one in that gets the most votes. I can also use Boardable to schedule a multi-day event, such as a retreat that takes place over multiple consecutive days. I can create a separate schedule and agenda for each day of that event. Or I can use it to create a meeting series for any meeting that recurs on a regular basis that doesn't change. For example, if we meet monthly on the last Thursday, I could schedule a monthly meeting all the way out to the end of the year, and get a meeting created for each of the last Thursdays of the month out to that point. Then I can individually edit the agenda and invite people. For location and video, I can specify a physical location as well as indicating a video conferencing option. Boardable video is our default, and we'll take a quick look at that here in a moment. I can also choose other video platforms if I have them integrated. I can use either Microsoft Teams or Zoom, and Boardable will create a meeting in one of those video platforms for me. Or I can just have no video if it's an entirely in-person meeting. I'll leave Boardable video as our option here and move right along. My invitees pane allows me to invite either individuals from my users here, or I can invite a whole group at a time simply by clicking a button next to the name of that group. So if I want to add the entire finance committee, I add them, and they're right in here. I can also invite guests to my meeting. If I want to enable somebody from outside my organization who doesn't have Boardable login credentials to attend the meeting, all I need is their first name, last name, and email address. Then they can see the meeting dashboard. They can see the agenda for the meeting. They'll be able to attend the video conferencing if that's a component of the meeting. They simply just won't be able to log into Boardable, nor will they be able to see the meeting documents that you have. So, if you have a guest speaker who's attending, they won't be able to open up your financial report, for example. It also remembers past guests you have invited to meetings. So if I want to invite Katie again, I can just add her since it remembers her email address. Once I create the meeting, then you'll note I have not yet sent my invitations for the meeting. I get to decide when to send those invitations. I could send them right away to get a calendar hold, or I could hold off and build more of my materials for the meeting before I send the invitations out, so everybody can see a nicely arranged agenda and everything else. To build my materials for the meeting, I would go to the Materials tab here. I can start my agenda from scratch or start it from a template. I'm going to start from a template to save time. We have some preloaded templates for basic kinds of board meetings. Also, once you get the agenda exactly the way you like it for yours, you can save it as your own template here. So I'll call this up to use it as a template. I edit each component of my agenda separately. So on this line item, my editing pane comes up on the right side here. I can indicate how long this should take in the meeting. I can assign somebody, let's say Adriana is my committee chair, and I save this, which will go ahead and save it for me in the overall agenda here. Increasing my text size has changed this just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and bump that down for the purposes of looking at our agenda here. I go back to the one we've created using my calendar view. By default, I see meetings as a list, but I can also access them via my calendar. So we set this meeting for August 20th. I'll go right back to it. There we go. I can continue building my materials here. There we go. All right. I can also add attachments to any item in my agenda. Simply by clicking Attach a Document. I can upload a file directly to my agenda or from one of these external sources such as OneDrive. I prefer to upload everything to the Boardable Document Center first so that I can just pull in any document I need from there. Select that and move right along. And that gets included along with that line item in the agenda. As long as I'm saving each line in my agenda as I edit them, the overall agenda will update itself. Once I have this the way I want it, as I mentioned, you can save it as a template for your own future use. You can save it as a new one or overwrite one you've already created. In order to make this available for my board members and meeting attendees, I will need to publish it. Once I do, I have an option to send an email notification to everybody that the materials are ready and they should come check them out, or not. If I don't like to bug people with lots of notifications, I can still publish it and it will be there for them one way or the other. To get a quick preview of what your members will see when they access the meeting, either in person or remotely, I can take a look at the member meeting page here. On the member meeting page, this is our dashboard that contains all the information we need to have a successful meeting. I can join the video conferencing from here. I can RSVP. Along the right side, I can follow along with the agenda and all of the documents that happen to be included line by line in the agenda. I can open them here and review them as we go through the meeting. When I'm ready to pop back to the meeting, all I have to do is click back and I get right back to my dashboard screen. For those who prefer to engage with things all in one packet, I can generate a board packet based on the contents of the agenda and all the documents I've attached there. It will combine those into a single PDF with numbered pages that you can then view online, download, or print. It will also always be current. So if you make updates to the agenda a day before the meeting and publish those updates, then when somebody clicks view on the board packet, it will generate a fresh copy of that is entirely up to date. When I open the PDF, you see here's my agenda, and here's the document, and more would follow if I had more attached to the agenda here. Going to go back to my meeting screen here as an administrator. We'll even take a quick look at Boardable Video. Boardable Video is our own onboard video conferencing platform, which you can use to host and attend video meetings right from within the Boardable platform. I'll go ahead and turn my camera off on Livestorm so you'll not be seeing me in two places. I can fire up Boardable Video from right within my browser. I don't need to download anything. It's right here for me. The controls are similar to any other video conferencing platform you might find, but we have additional advantages, including the ability to access your agenda directly in the meeting without leaving the screen. And I can control how large this appears. Each member who's attending has their own access to this. You can access documents directly from here. I can even present them right in here without going to any place external. I can do traditional screen share, but if I've got everything loaded up with my agenda, I don't even have to do that. Furthermore, there is an AI assistant in the meeting where if you have your AI transcription turned on, you can actually ask it questions as the meeting goes, such as, I arrived late, what's been discussed so far? And it will give you a summary of everything that's been covered up to the time you entered the meeting. So I encourage you to experiment with those capabilities when you use Boardable Video. It's just one more way that we try to consolidate all the tools that you need. Furthermore, once you're finished with the meeting, I'll reload this to grab my summary and transcript here. You'll have access to a transcript and meeting summary that Boardable generates here. Furthermore, you can actually have AI take a stab at your minutes. Once the meeting is done, based on your agenda and the transcript, AI will put together a draft of your minutes, which you can then edit to make sure that it appears just right. You've got all the facts straight and formatted just as you please. You can, of course, also manually edit your minutes, either starting from scratch or starting from your agenda. If you start from your agenda, then you'll have your agenda as a framework to take your minutes. I can add notes directly here, or I can add special items such as meeting info, which allows me to generate a header with my meeting information here. I could perhaps add an attendance block, which would allow me to take attendance right here in my minutes using drop-down selections here. The flexibility of what you can do with minutes is pretty great. You can also just get signatures directly on minutes if you need somebody to sign off on them before you publish them. Then once you do publish them, they will supersede the agenda on the meeting page, so that when people go back and access past meetings, they will find the minutes there so they can review, and everything all stays one place and associated with the same meeting. In addition to meetings and documents, we also provide ways to stay in touch with and get business done with your board between meetings in terms of the communication and connection tools that we provide. For example, discussions can take the place of all those external locations where you might be trying to communicate with your board members: email, text, phone calls, LinkedIn, any place else that you may be trying to share information, gather feedback, etc. You can do through discussions. Just like a discussion board like Slack or Teams, the discussion board here allows you to have discrete threads about anything you want to discuss. It can include any combination of people, from just one, just like two individual members discussing privately, all the way up to something that might entail your entire board here. You can even attach documents if you need to share or review documents here within a discussion. I can, again, assign a discussion to any individual or group of individuals, or I can assign it to a whole group at a time based on the groups that I have set up here. So we'll just roll with the Finance Committee conversations we've been having and go include all of them. Now, everybody who is assigned this will get a notification that a new discussion is available in Boardable. They can come, either click through from their email or tap on the notification on their mobile device and come right back and enter their own response here. If I leave the box on to notify everybody, then once I send, then everybody will additionally get an update that I've also commented here, so they can come in, enter their response. Each discussion thread is available to review separately here. You can archive them when you're finished with them. It's just a way to keep all of these conversations organized and accessible in one place. You can also use polls as a way to make decisions anywhere, anytime. I've seen people use polls in the context of a meeting in order to take a live vote in a meeting, or you could use polls between meetings in order to gather opinions on important questions that you need to answer, such as, what snacks should we bring to the next meeting? Again, I could attach a file if I needed to. If we're, say, taking a vote on a document or something like that, we have lots of flexibility with polls. Got to create a few entries here. You could even allow people to write in their own responses. Enable them to choose more than one answer. You must choose a due date. So this is time limited here. Want to make sure everybody gets their choices made in a timely fashion. You can also add further options such as keeping votes anonymous if you want to use this as like a secret ballot. You could certainly do it that way. I'm going to assign this to everybody who's a member of the finance committee here, and go ahead and save that. Once the poll is then published, I can send a message to all the participants or not. Either way, it will be available for them to respond to, and I can add my own response here. I'll just go ahead and write in my own response. So I've submitted my own preference for this poll, and then I can watch and see what everybody else chooses. I can also email a reminder to everybody if I need to. I can email everybody, or perhaps I just want to email everybody who hasn't yet submitted their responses, just as a reminder. Finally, we have tasks in Boardable. Tasks are simply a way to keep people accountable for what they say they're going to do. So for anything in Boardable, I can assign a task to a person or group of people. In this case, I want to make sure that all the people who are coming to the August meeting review all their materials on time. So let's see, that meeting was August 20th, so I'll make the due date 19th. I'll assign this to all the people who were participating in that meeting. I can save this. As an admin, then I can track progress on this. If of course I'm one of the people who's assigned to this, I can mark it complete for myself. But I can also see who else has completed this assignment. You get a little bit of a peer pressure going to make sure everybody's holding each other accountable here. I can, of course, also add comments if I want to send a reminder to people, or if people have questions about what needs to be done. Everybody can submit comments here. I, as an administrator, can also mark tasks complete on behalf of others. So if, for example, I know Ilaria's already got this done, but she just hasn't marked it complete, I can do that for her. No problem. You may recall when we first looked at user settings that you can get automated notifications from Boardable when an upcoming task is coming due. So your members can also get reminders anywhere from 1 to 5 days in advance of the due date that task is coming due. You can even, as an administrator, create what we call a task list. A task list is basically a little folder that you can put multiple tasks into that are all part of maybe the same project. I've seen people use this, for example, when they're onboarding new board members. They create individual tasks for all the things they're going to need to do to get up and running, such as complete your profile in Boardable, read the bylaws, sign your conflict of interest form, RSVP for your first meeting, etc. So you can have those all in a task list and then assign them all to one individual, so they'll have all those queued up and ready to go. All right. Furthermore, as you are getting up and running, I'm sure you will have questions. Of course, I and your customer success team are a resource for you, and I do encourage you to reach out to us. But you also have at your disposal our amazing support team. You can reach them via this support link in the lower left corner of your Boardable screen. If you choose Contact Support, we do have live support chat, which is staffed by actual human beings between the hours of 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So if you need immediate technical assistance and want to get an answer from a real person, I highly encourage you to contact our team via the support chat. Additionally, you can access our help center. From here, our help center is our complete knowledge base. You'll find lots of helpful articles, videos, troubleshooting guides, anything you could want to know about Boardable, you will find through the Boardable Help Center. All right, that's our quick tour of the all the tools that you will have available to you as an administrator in Boardable as you're getting up and running, helping get materials organized for your members, so you can streamline your activities and hopefully save a little bit of work. So more than happy to entertain any questions that folks have. I see lots of them coming in through the chat. So thank you, Lauren, for navigating these as we go.
Sure. Can you touch back on uploading board members into the Boardable platform? I know you went over that earlier, but just to kind of review that, there was some questions around like uploading with the Excel spreadsheet and assigning them to their groups. If you could just touch on that again.
Sure. You do have options when you upload users into Boardable, whether you are uploading them individually or en masse from an Excel file. You can assign a user type to them as you get them uploaded, and you can also assign them to a group right upon the point of uploading. And like I said, this can be done whether you're adding somebody individually or as in bulk as part of a group. If you're uploading all your users at once, unless you want to break them up into separate files, which you can then upload as a file for all your members, a file for all your admins, etc., I would suggest just upload everybody as a member, and then when you go in and edit their individual user information, you can change their level of access upon uploading. And I can go ahead and show you that here as well. So these are folks who are already part of our Boardable site here. So if I go in, I can edit information on David's behalf, including all the things he has access to, like his contact information. But I can also change his user type here through the people section. A member is what most of your board members will probably be. They have access to the document center. They can upload documents. They can participate in and create meetings, polls, discussions. An observer has much more limited access to Boardable. An observer has no access to the document center and can basically only participate in things that they've directly been invited to. So, they can see a meeting they've been invited to. They can reply to a discussion that they've specifically been included in, but little else. So if you have a need for some more restricted access for an individual, say like an auditor or maybe a volunteer who isn't a full board member or something like that, you could use observer access. And then of course, admin access is what you all have, which affords you the ability to do all sorts of things, including change the membership of the overall site, adjust settings, etc. You can also assign people to groups from their individual profile here in the people section, or in the group itself. There is a page for members, and I can update the membership of any group directly from here as well. So I have a list of users. I can remove them. I can add new users by selecting from my list or typing them in as well. So I can manage group membership either from an individual's profile in the people section or from the group. Okay. What else have we got?
I think we covered most of the questions in the chat. There was a question about what's required from board members to access these features. So I had shared how they'll get an email with a link. They click and create their password. And then from that point forward, they can access the Boardable platform. They can sign in a number of different ways on their computer, the mobile app. So a few different ways there. But really just that first step of getting them to sign in that very first time will be that first step. And then from that point forward, they'll really rely heavily on automatic notifications that go out to them. So for example, when you send out a calendar invite to a meeting via Boardable, it'll send them that calendar invite out automatically to their email. If you want them to vote on something, it'll be a simple, quick email they'll get, and it won't come like from Boardable. It'll come from your location's name. So they'll be, obviously open it, and it'll be a simple link. They can just click and it would bring them directly to that item in Boardable. So very easy to navigate once they sign in that very first time. And again, I had mentioned in the chat, if you missed it, that there will be board training too. So they'll be comfortable on how to access all of this. And it's a lot less to cover in their training than we're sharing with you here today, because obviously they won't need to know like the depths that you as admins will need to.
Absolutely. Yeah, the board training is designed to encourage familiarity and adoption of Boardable. And it's really, just basically, here's what Boardable can do for you. Here's how you can accept your invitation, log in, and find your important stuff. One of the first things we go over is how to log in. And, we do provide a variety of different ways to access, either directly through your credentials, or you can do single sign-on through multiple platforms. There's even multiple ways you can recover your password or access it without a password if you've forgotten it. So we try to provide as many different ways as possible to make sure you can have continual access to Boardable, no matter where you are on the web or mobile.
And after this call, we'll be sharing over some resources that will help guide you through this process too. Things like short videos and step-by-step guides. Same thing will be provided for board members too. So if they're not able to make a training, there's quick videos. There's even one, how to sign in for the first time. It's a quick 2-minute video. So they'll also be geared up with things to help them along through this process too.
Absolutely. And to Kim's question, yes, you will have them once Lauren sends out that communication following this. What other questions do we have?
Ashley, anything else that you were hoping that would be covered here today? If there's any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And then otherwise, like Brian shared, I'll be sending a follow-up out that will have our contact information in it. It will also provide a few different resources, like I had shared, that you can utilize as you get up and going. Just for clarity, invitations to the Boardable platform, your individual board portal for your location. Those invitations were sent out directly to the officer at your location. So we'll want them to click on that Boardable email to then invite you to the Boardable account if you haven't already received access to that.
Yeah, if anybody has difficulty, getting access to Boardable, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll make sure we can get stuff coordinated here. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for your time this afternoon. We're very excited to help the folks throughout the division get going with Boardable. We're really looking forward to seeing what you can accomplish with it, and for working together to make sure your experience is the best it can possibly be. So please don't be shy about sending in your feedback and questions. We're really looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon.